Hi, Rosie. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. Hi, Carol. It's been sort of a crazy day, but
Yeah.
crazy days are interesting, so it's all good. How are you
So
doing?
I'm all right, thank you. A lot of changes on my end too. So it's
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a period of adjustment as well. So it's reconfiguring things and managing my time a little bit better. And so anyway, so we are here for our uh monthly reading, and we continue on Step into Your Authentic Self. And the topic for this month is renewal, because I think it's important to. It feels like maybe it could be a spring topic, but I think it's also important to. We have the opportunity to continuously renew. So, and we can't just be on the spring. It's not
Right,
a time. I think it's important for us to nurture renewal in our
right.
daily.
Yeah, and it's a cyclical process, which means that, like we're in harvest time right now, which in a way is a form of renewal because we're getting ready to prep for the next season because we're harvesting and we're allowing things to lie fallow so that they can prepare for the next cycle. So yeah, it's an ongoing thing for sure. I'm going to turn the sound off on my phone just in case because I don't want any interruptions. I thought it was off, but it wasn't. So let's see. Here we go. Okay, no interruptions. Sorry.
No, no worries. So, so we used our one of the topic in our daily weekly spread in our 7 day card spread on the. So we chose the topic of renewal. So those are the cards, and unfortunately, I do not have the soul coaching card, so I kind of stuck it here. You sent me the picture of it, so
That's
it's
great.
here. And I understand that they're actually reprinting, and it's
Yes, they
actually going to
reprinted
be
them.
with a new designs. So I don't think it's going to be the
No,
same.
this is the first edition, and she has a new edition now. Actually, right now I'm doing repeating the 28-day soul coaching with her Mystic Cafe group,
Okay.
and she's using the new deck. It's beautiful. I like this one. I thought this one's really fun, but this other one is a little bit more. This is sort of fanciful, and the other one is almost photographic.
Okay.
So it feels very real. Though this, I love the fantasy and the fun of this deck. But the messages are exactly the same. The only thing that's different
Okay.
is the illustrations.
Illustration.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then of course, we're using some of our decks here. So we'll uh, yeah. And then we have the also Denise Lynn Gateway Oracle card. So two decks from Denise on this, and then our five decks on this reading. So
Right.
I am Carole Franques. I am an integrative metaphysical practitioner. I have a lot of different modalities under my belt and certifications. I'm really geared to create tools to help others get back on track and awaken their potential. And I really love giving multisensorial experiences for people to develop those so that you can't deny your experience, and then you can just grow from there. And I offer private and group healing sessions. I also offer creative consulting space sessions for those who are looking to create a project. And I love I'm actually working to offer a bundle of a past life regression with a past life card reading and then the Mimi healing session as a bundle, because I think
Wow.
it would be very powerful to to look at, talk about what you viewed, and then pull the cards to kind of support and see if we can go into even deeper, and then from there we can release and create room for something different to be created. So So this is in the works.
That sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I just hosted a group session a few weeks back, and in September at a local shop, and I had 5 people attending, and it was pretty interesting um, the feedback. So it's
Oh,
always
nice.
powerful. The floor is to
Wonderful.
you, Rosie.
Okay, I'm Rosemary Nevara. Rosie, everybody calls me Rosie. I'm a psychic medium. Um, I have the aptitude to be able to connect with a wide spectrum of energies and beings, including those that have transitioned, that don't live in their skins anymore. And I can offer insights into information and guidance from beyond the veil. I love doing this because it's a healing opportunity for people who are missing beloveds, whether they're two-leggeds or four-leggeds. I'm able to connect and give information that lightens the heart. So I love doing that. I love doing that, and I offer direct readings and intuitive readings, direct intuitive readings, and readings using divination systems. And my favorite form of divination systems are cards, our oracle decks. And then I also really enjoy working with tarot. I do intuitive tarot more than traditional tarot, but I do know the traditional meanings. But I find that the intuitive stuff usually is more applicable to my sitter, the person sitting across from me. If I go with the traditional as opposed to what comes in intuitively, the meaning and the information isn't quite as rich because, of course, tarot was developed in the 1400s. So, and we're contemporary, we're very different now. So, but I love the decks a lot, Oracle and Tarot. I do private sessions. I do remote healing. As a matter of fact, I have a client right now that I'm in New Mexico and I'm working with a client in Massachusetts right now, 3 times a week. I love remote work because I don't get distracted. I do space clearing. I can do that by walking through a space, or I can also do it remotely. Um, and I just feel like that the best way that I can be of service is to help people connect. And it's my heart's desire and my soul's desire and my passion to be able to empower people by helping them connect and giving them some clarity where they need it.
And I want to add that you also, and I don't think you claim it as often, um, you're pretty much an animal intuitive as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like medical intuitive, you also animal intuitive.
Yeah. Yeah. I love working since I was a little kid, I've just had animals flock to me. I was kayaking in Germany one time and in a tandem kayak with somebody, and I was looking at the dragonflies, and they were so gorgeous. And I felt this energy shoot out of my chest, out of my heart. And all of a sudden, all these dragonflies lined up right across I had my handle and I had my paddle like this, and they just lined up right across the paddle. It was like I called to them because I was loving on them because they're
Yeah.
so gorgeous. And they just lined up, and I lifted it over my head and I said, "Hey, look at this." Person that was paddling behind me said, "You are so weird." But I said, "No, I just really dig dragonflies."
I had this Sunday because I couldn't make the farmers market, so I actually drove to the farm to pick up my eggs, and they have a
Mm-hmm.
little farm stand. And on my way there, I had never driven there, and it was a little bit of a drive, but I I I've never seen so many herons. Like there were like
Oh, yeah.
about 10 of them, and then I saw about 100 geese in one field. I've
Wow.
never seen such a sight with all these geese. It's almost like, um, did they, did they make out a call that they're gathering and they're ready to fly?
Well, we're coming into fall. We just had the fall equinox, and a lot of birds are starting to migrate right now.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
And so, but
it
that
really
many
felt
geese,
like a
that's
group gathering.
wild. They were having a conference, a
Yeah.
seminar.
Like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. This is how the route we're gonna take.
We still following the same plan?
And at one time in Shenandoah, I drove with someone I had just met, and I had never seen so many ladybugs, like thousands of ladybugs. They were all over us in one
Wow.
spot. It was just one spot. It was the weirdest thing.
So it was like a swarm. You know, they say that
Yeah.
when bees swarm, when you find a swarm of bees,
Uh-huh.
don't hurt them, don't try and kill them, don't bother
Right.
them. They're exhausted because they're moving and they're taking
Okay.
time to rest. And I think that there's many, many insects who do the same thing. I know in Arizona, there's a huge rose tarantula migration, and you see them in hordes walking through Sedona. I've
Oh,
been there.
wow.
There's all these tarantulas cutting a path through Sedona on their migration. And
I'm
just
not
don't
sure.
squash them.
I'm not sure we'd want to
First,
see that.
well, they're pretty big and pretty hairy, but tarantulas are a very timid form of spider. They're more afraid of us than we are of them. If you just leave them alone, let them do their thing. And you don't want to step on one and squash one because they're big. They'll make a huge mess. So just don't do that. Let them alone. Let them do their thing.
What one is enough? Hundreds of them?
One
I
is
don't
enough.
know.
No, but this is big bunches of them. And you know what I've been seeing a lot of lately is the praying mantids.
Yeah, I've seen a few
Yeah.
by my house also on the
Yeah.
last time I walked outside, and then I had one on the siding of my porch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
time of year people are getting ready to people. I think of everything as people. I think of everything as animate and alive and sentient. I'm an animist, so those are the insect people. Those are the six-legged people, and so everybody's getting ready to either if it's the end of their cycle and they're getting ready to pass, or they're getting ready to bed down for the season because winter's coming.
Okay. Thank you for all this fun thing. So we are doing our 7 day card spread and using seven different decks. No tarot this time. And these are some our decks. And the topic is renewal. And the first card that was pulled, so the question that we asked on the topic of renewal was, in what ways do endings open the door to renewal? And the smoky quartz is the card from our crystal deck that Rosie pulled. And I'm gonna start because the third card we don't have the deck. So
Right.
yeah, this is the card. So the message from I Am Smoky Quartz is voicing a message of walking the walk, of exploring shadow takes courage, commitment, and digging deep. Some of you say the darkest hour is just before dawn. The moon has set, the stars have set, the sun has not begun to rise. The mind is obscured just before inspiration dawns. Awakening literally and metaphorically, this is a truism. Walking the walk of exploring shadow is tricky and scary. Shining light on shadow brings self discovery, understanding, and release of what no longer serves you. It brings the planting of seeds and new growth. Come with me. I will accompany you on your walk and be your guide. I think it's really important in terms of when we're talking about renewal to look at what we're dragging with us, on the way, and,
Absolutely.
and the weight that we carry, that or burdens that are not necessarily ours to carry, or and really looking at the patterns and everything else so that it can become new growth. And so there is some shedding to be done. And I think the great message from Smoky Quartz is we have to do the inner work. We have to look objectively at what's keeping us where we are, and really how we're sometimes not committing to ourselves. And the more we commit to ourselves, the deeper we go.
Absolutely. And I think I love this card. There's something shadowy about it, but there's still light shining through. And it reminds me of a butterfly of a crystal that's got a butterfly starting to come out of it. So it's for me, it feels like transformation. Um, And I think that when it says digging deep, boy, shadow work, we stuff so many things. We suppress, we oppress so many things. And we're going to carry them and they're going to impact on us because we've hidden them and we don't even realize it. So when it says digging deep, gosh, that's so important.
Well, in our Patreon community, we're going to be exploring lineage, and I think
Yes,
also we carry, whatever imprint. Like one of the things that we talked about is, and I think that's an important aspect to look at is a lot of times I clear in the sessions that I provide for my clients, I have to clear their name. And most
yes,
importantly, especially when they've been named after an ancestor, because you may know of the ancestor, you may be carrying that energy, but you also are carrying the imprints of that, and then the expectation and the comparison made, so it's almost like an invisible shackle that is placed upon you by carrying that vibration of on that name. And for
yeah,
you to be truly you, um, we got to look at you from a whole sense of self, not just parts of the self, but the whole. And that starts with your name.
exactly. When I divorced, I chose not to go back to my maiden name. They told me I could go back to my maiden name or I could keep my ex-husband's name. Neither one of those were an option for me because I was adopted. I grew up in a very dysfunctional household, which I'm grateful for because it honed my psychic gifts. And I learned so much. So it was bad and it was good all at the same time. It was one of those things that where it was really, really bad, but it was really, really good. So I chose not to go back to my maiden name. I chose not to keep my married name. And I met with my psychic. Psychics have their own psychics because it's hard to do readings for yourself. And we did some work. And so I chose some names that are numerologically appropriate with my path and guidance of some names from her. And yeah, names are huge. One of my names came from I was reading one of Doreen Virtue's books on the Ascended Masters,
Mhm.
and I found a name that I thought would be a beautiful middle name, and I liked the sound of it. I liked the origins of it. It was Celtic goddess, and I liked the just everything about it, numerology of it. And but then I said, "Oh, wait a minute, let's see if there's something else." So I read the whole book, and I closed the book. It was really late, and I went to sleep. And all of a sudden, in my left ear, I heard, "Listen to me." I mean, it was really loud, and it woke me up because it sounded like there was a woman standing right next to my bed.
Uh-huh.
And my book that had been closed and was laying on the nightstand was open to that first name that I had chosen. I said, "Okay, all right, that'll be my middle name. Thank you, thank you." I guess it was meant to be, but yeah, names are really, really important.
And I like to change the energy within the name, and we we
Hmm.
have, we have in the one of the modalities, we have a protocol to go, and we got to look at different things for within the name. But it's always amazing to me how freeing it can be also. So, and the shadow. So really the shadow is really looking at all aspect of you, and where do you feel that you're holding yourself back, and then
Right?
and then that exploration gives you really the momentum for renewal, because it is
Absolutely.
it all feels like a rebirth as you rebirth in
Exactly.
some way.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So day two, the question was, in order to begin renewal, how can I release what no longer supports my growth? And do you want to carry this one?
Sure. And I think that came from the consciousness deck, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's from our consciousness deck. And it's this beautiful card. Look at this gorgeous card. And the title of this card is Releasing Entanglements. I'll read it to you. All of our cards open with a certain phrase. So this one's opening on every card is I am grateful. We're big on gratitude. So I'm grateful for the dissolution of entanglements that kept me trapped in limited thinking. How important is that? From this liberation, I open to infinite potentialities and choices to create a new reality, a reality that supports freedom that comes from self-actualization. And so it is.
I love that the card has like, it feels like it has all these entanglements all around it, but there's less entanglements in the eye portion, in the
Right. It looks
ears.
like it's breaking free and blossoming out of the entanglements.
Yes, and it's the changes the colors also is
Yeah.
it's significant in the sense that you're stepping into, to me, the blue, and it's it's got like the crown and the third eye, so
Right.
it's almost like you're seeing beyond that veil.
Exactly. And then it's supported by all the green around it.
Right.
Green is so healing.
Right.
Yeah, I love this card. It also looks like there's so much. I wish that the people could see, the viewers could see the detail, the textures. It looks like a tapestry.
Mhm.
And of course, our lives are like tapestries. So
And
it's
I just
gorgeous.
I just flipped it this way, and I
Oh,
never
yeah.
really
Oh,
paid
it looks really
attention.
different.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Well,
like the
this way it looks like a giant eye, and this way it looks like a head.
yes, yeah, yeah.
It's really interesting. We play with our decks all the time, and every time we look at the cards, we see something new. That's what's so beautiful about them is that every time you pick one up, it's a different card, even though you may have worked with it many times. Yeah.
And with entanglement, it's good to look at also cutting cords. Depending on the relationships, you might want to free yourself from threads that are holding you back, especially like exes and things like that, so that you have that freedom to be who you are. And
Like the
I
card
mean,
says, like limiting beliefs. I mean, we're our own worst enemies sometimes. We entangle ourselves, we get ourselves enmeshed in ways of thinking and patterns that are counterproductive and create problems for us. And
I
so we have
used
to
to.
disen.
Sorry,
Mhm. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
No, go ahead.
I used to sit with something for days. Like I would just keep replaying it and replaying it and replaying it, and talk about patterns, because it's like I was in that constant loop of things, and kept beating myself up from that in that space. So it's important to stop doing that, because you move into really a space of judgment.
Absolutely. Well, and a lot of times we are our own worst judges. We are so harsh the way if we heard somebody judging another person the way we judge ourselves, we'd go bam and we say, "What's wrong with you?" We do that to ourselves all the time. So yeah.
Okay, so the next card is D3, is silence. So we don't have the deck. No,
Oh, I was going
Rosie.
to go to the I
Yeah.
am. It's
So
this one. Yeah.
I do have it on my phone. Happen to have it. It's from Denise Lynn, the Soul Coaching Oracle
Soul
cards.
coaching deck.
And like we
Yeah.
said, a new version has been printed. So this
Right.
is
She
the
has a
old
whole second edition out. This is
this
the
is
old
the old
edition.
deck.
The images are different, but the messages are the same.
And the reading is silence. So the question was, during a time of renewal, how can stillness support me?
Mhm.
Silence is the card. I'm serene no matter what is occurring around me. Be still and take the time to move into the silent place within yourself. Locate your internal source of power. Your soul wants you to know in silence you will find your sacred witness. It is the dwelling place of the soul. Your spirit loves the truth, and in peace you can seek and discover your truth. If you're in pain, go into it until you find the source so it can be healed. Move past the bustle and chatter of life into sweet quietude and surrender to stillness. Resist the temptation to indulge in feelings of overwhelm, urgency, and emergency. Your power is born in silence. Seek solitude to listen to the voice of your higher self and awaken to your inner wisdom. This peace gives birth to your serenity. The affirmation she provides is, I am serene no matter what is occurring around me. So this reminds you also is in order to be able to address those or to identify those patterns, those loops, those limiting beliefs, we have to sit still and we have to listen. We have to listen deeply. It's so important uh, to take that time for ourselves, and in that there's that also renewal because you're creating peace within yourself. You're creating that space. So I think it's
You're creating the space to step into something new. That's a beautiful card. I love Denise's cards. Actually, I love all the decks that we work with.
Mhm.
All of them. We work with a whole bunch of them, and they're all wonderful.
So day 4, the question is, how can I nourish and support my journey to renewal? And
This comes from the I Am deck. I love this. I love these affirmations. I pull one of these every day. This is I am grateful. And look at that pink, all that pink. It makes me think of complete compassion and unconditional love. The uh, the card says, I am grateful. I show gratitude for what's already here, the beauty that surrounds me, the lessons being presented, and the opportunities forthcoming. So, is that embracing renewal or what is that?
the
It says,
perfect card, yeah.
yeah, how can you show more appreciation for who and where and when you are and how infinite the possibilities are. So this is a perfect card for giving you that little nudge into embracing renewal through a sense of gratitude.
You wrote in the reading, gratitude has the capacity to feed your soul, and it helps you realize all of the opportunities you meet along the way as you walk the path of your journey. And if you
I
want
wrote
to,
that.
yes, if you
Oh,
want to
okay.
support and nourish renewal, feed it copious amounts of gratitude.
Okay. See, I go into the zone when I work, and I'm just a channel. My vocal cords are open to, and and it's the same thing with my fingers when I'm typing. I rarely remember what I've written because it's not coming from me, it's coming from other places. So that's a good card. That's a good reading. If I do say so myself.
Every time we every time we talk about gratitude, I go back to this visual that I had once in a meditation that I attended, and my background is catering. My background is a lot of buffets, like serving 500 people at a time. So we had big buffets and everything else. And I remember the visual that I have. So my mind automatically goes to that when I see the word gratitude. Um, so I was shown a big buffet, and there was cauldrons of gold light. And so there were several gold, and then I had all the cells lined up, and there were some of them were just wanted one ladle of that light, or they wanted more than one. So I have the visual of serving up each cells with gratitude as the golden light.
Gosh, that's fantastic. I love that. Such a great image.
It was funny because I always get kind of humorous visuals.
Well, you have a good sense of humor. So that doesn't surprise me one iota.
One time in another meditation, I was under a copper pyramid, and I was asking the guide, I said, okay, so how can I, what can I do to it was about something about weight. I was overweight. I'm still a little bit overweight, but I was quite overweight. So I was asking about weight, and what they showed me was, the utensils of baking, like the cutter to when you have
Oh
dough,
yeah. The dough cutter. Yeah.
So it's like I need to trim the edges,
Trim it off.
trim the edges off.
Very
Anyway,
literal.
it was funny. I saw a rolling pin and I saw the dough cutter. Like, okay, it's funny. Um, so all right, so let's go to day 5. So the question is, as I step into renewal, how am I invited into deeper authenticity? And the card is from our manifesto deck that Rosie is handing. This is our manifesto deck. And then this is the card. So this one really reminded me of when the card showed up and created the card and the design. It was really kind of like look like a stage,
Mhm.
and then the message really is about almost like a turntable. Like the stage moves.
Yeah, a
And then
rotating stage in the middle of an arena or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the message is in the manifesto decks, all the cards start out with, for the purpose of manifesting my soul's desires. So this one is, for the purpose of manifesting my soul's desires, I gather the courage to put aside my vulnerability and show my imaginative, creative, most authentic self. I stand on a rotating stage, taking the opportunity to appreciate all perspectives, while all facets of my beings are seen by others. As I release self imposed constrictions, I embrace my wholeness, becoming flexible, malleable, and expansive. I am a divine star celebrating my new sense of self with enthusiasm, playfulness, and joy.
Wow. That's a good card. Definitely about renewal. And do you know Brene Brown's work? How she talks about vulnerability?
Not much.
She does a really good TED talk on vulnerability. You should look it up. This is sort of the epitome of renewal because it talks about getting your courage together and stepping up and doing your facet work in front of everybody
And
on the
it,
stage of life.
and I think a lot of us, with vulnerability is visibility.
Yes.
We hold off from because of whatever hurt or whatever experiences we had with when we became visible. Um, so I think that willingness to be vulnerable and to be seen is takes such courage to do.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah. It's
I mean, look at us. We're here doing this.
exactly. And I'm a behind the scenes kinds of person, and so are you. I prefer to allow other people to shine, and I like to do the work behind the scenes and support. And then when I do my own work, I'm very private about it. So
Right.
this is huge. This is huge for both of us to put ourselves out there. So that was a renewal thing for us to be something, change and be something new and different.
And so we're the star of our show.
We're the stars of our own show. It's the Carole and Rosie show.
Laughter is good. Day 6, the question that we have is, how do I support and sustain my renewed self? So, we stepped into the renewal, but now it's about how we sustain it.
Sustain it and support it. And this, is that the gateway or is that
That's the gateway. Yeah.
oh, is it the gateway?
Yes.
Okay. I'm my cards mixed up. I have the tuning in card next.
I know it's the renewing your life.
Okay, so this
Oh,
is the
wait a
card.
minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm the one who messed up.
Oh,
It
okay.
is tuning. It is tuning in.
It is tuning in. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry
So
about that.
what sometimes when I work with the decks, it's like something I try to use different decks for each question, but sometimes the answers that come up from a certain deck just I can't not use them. I can't not post them because they're too good. So this is the second card in this spread
you have it
from the
flipped. You have
manifestation
it.
deck.
You have
Oh,
it
did I have
flipped.
it flipped upside down? Yeah,
I
here
did
we go
too.
from the manifestation deck. Then that whether we're going to have to read it upside down and backwards. Now they just have to read it backwards, right? So this is the tuning in card. I love this card because it really does look like you're working with a dial on there so many times when people are talking about connecting with your intuition and connecting with the higher self and connecting with source, it's like turning the dial on a radio or a digital something or other just to get to that right frequency. And so I just love this card because boy, it really feels like tuning in. Look at all the vibration and all the spin. So again, all of these cards in the manifestor deck begin with this phrase, for the purpose of manifesting my soul's desires. This card says, I choose to engage in the eternal cycle of energy shifts. Well, there we are with renewal, right? Identifying the shadow aspects of myself, back to card one, and integrating them, facilitating healing. As I step out of the darkness, I'm rebirthing and expanding my light. Stepping into this continuum, I tune into the highest frequencies of manifestation. So again, it's that cycle, that tuning in, that stepping forward, that renewing.
Yeah, and then
And mhm.
it's just, the also I like the why I like this card is because it has that darkness moving into light. So it's kind of
Right.
like
And
as you
it
go.
exactly, and it moves into green, which is
Mm-hmm.
healing
Right.
and abundance. So that color is, yeah, this is such a great card. Yeah, and you have the shadow work and then the light, the shadow work and then the light.
Yeah, and it's a constant process and a constant evolution, because
Hmm.
I mean I know speaking for myself is the more I wanted to know understand myself more and more as I was getting insights, and I think in spirit um, does provide the insight when you're ready to explore them. So then it's always a continuum. So.
Yeah, it never stops. And just because we step off the planet, we step out of the skins we're in, it still doesn't stop. We're eternal, we're immortal, and it continues into infinity, into eternity.
It
It's
can be
really,
tiring.
there's no such thing as retiring. You can't retire. You have another set of things to work on and other places to go and things to do and people to see. Ah.
And then do the cycle over again.
And then you start all over again, but it's spiraling. You
Right,
don't ever go back to the same place. It's not like a circle where you start and you come back around to the same spot. It's a spiral. You start, you come back around to the beginning, you've leveled up.
right,
So it's
right.
a constant growth. I love spirals. I'm way
Which
into spirals.
which is depicted in that too.
Mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm,
spiral
mm-hmm.
that keeps a movement. So
That whole spiral effect. And it starts from the center and it spirals out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great card.
All right. So day 7 is finally from this card, renewing your life, and it's about clutter. And this is the Gateway Oracle
Yeah,
cards
this
done
is
from
Denise
Denise
Lynn's
Lee.
Gateway Oracle. We're a fan of Denise. Have you met her? You've met her, haven't
I
you, at
mean,
your Hay House?
not personally, but a Hay House,
Yeah,
on the Hay House stage, conferences.
yeah,
I attended a few of those. So,
yeah, she's
uh,
amazing.
so the question is, what gifts does Renewal offer? And the card is renewing your life. Radiant vitality is filling my life. The card meaning is a powerful inner and outer renewal is occurring in your life. Purification is happening on many levels. Take your life to the next level by clearing. Release situations and people that don't empower you. Space clear your environment and eat lightly. In order for renewal to occur, the old needs to make way for the new. The universe wants you to know sometimes it's difficult for exciting experiences to come into your life if your auric field or your personal space is cluttered. There's simply no room for something new. When you purify your life, you create the space for new opportunities to come flooding in. If you have a sense that your auric field, your living space, or your body have become cluttered or dingy, this is the time to do some inner and outer clearing.
Yeah, to make space for the renewal.
So the really the reading, it finishes well with this card because we talk about cleaning up the entanglements and looking at the shadow to look at what is in the way of us being able to create that space of renewal. So and then bringing in those opportunities. So it's really
Perfect ending for the week, for the 7 days. Yeah. Yeah. It's so much fun doing these things. So I'm
So
always surprised with what comes up.
I think I wish people understood how much power there is uh, in the messages, and it's such a simple tool,
It
but
is
yet such a profound tool because it's I mean sometimes it's just like right in your face, you just
exactly.
you can't ignore it. So and it's not necessarily uh, it's a support system. To me it's a support system, but it's also a transformative system because it's really showing you what's possible in many ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
So
I
we
agree.
welcome you.
I carry a deck with me in my purse. I have little mini decks and I carry them with me in my purse. And I was having coffee with somebody the other day and they said, I need to get a reading for you. And I opened up my purse and I pulled out a deck and I said, you want to do it now? Because they're portable, they're easy, they're handy, and they can be profound.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm a big supporter of get yourself a good oracle deck
And it's
and
a
have fun.
conversation piece because it can sometimes words are not going to be heard, but if you see the card and then you can analyze the card and then you get the message from the card, then it's like a tangible that people can relate more, maybe relate more, and then they may not necessarily want to listen to you, but because the card showed exactly what you were talking about, it kind of validates what you said. So I think it's some people are reluctant to accept your words, but then if it's been shown through a message, then it's like, oh,
That's separate from you. It
exactly,
gives it more
exactly.
credibility.
Right,
Yeah,
because
and they're great springboards for conversations and for thinking. They're amazing. Wonderful tool.
so you're welcome to join our Facebook group, the Body of Wisdom Oracles Circle, and each Sunday we introduce a new topic. So we're in the 9th month of stepping into your authentic self. So we've been doing a lot of work. Thank you, Rosie, for doing all the readings.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to move forward. We're going to be doing a series of things where we reintroduce people who are new to our group, who don't know our decks, or they're being introduced, and then people who have been there from the beginning, they're being reintroduced. So we're highlighting each deck. Uh, we're highlighting each deck until we go through all 5 of them.
Yeah, so that's for the next 5 weeks. We're going to be doing that.
Right.
It just dawned on me that we're about to celebrate 3 years for the Body of Wisdom Oracle Circle.
Oh my gosh, has it been
So
that long?
yeah,
Wow, 3 years.
yeah.
Holy cow, where did the time go?
So thank you for the now I could say probably 1,000 readings you've done.
I don't know if it's been
Probably
that many.
definitely hundreds,
It's
but
been a few. It's been a few. If it's one a day for a year, it's 365. But for a long time, I just did 3 days a week, Monday,
right.
Wednesday, Friday. So this is the first year where we started in January. It's
Mm.
7 days a week. So, but it's a night that 7 days is a nice continuity thing.
Yes, yes. And I think it's very supportive. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we, like we said, every week we dropped the 7-day card spread on Sunday mornings, and Rosie usually also uses tarot cards. Um, this time the manifesto wanted to be showcased twice, so we don't argue, we just
It
follow.
had a lot to say. It had a lot to say. Yeah.
And we have, if you're interested in more card spreads and prompts, we have some available on our website. And we are relaunching our Oracle Circle as more of a intuitive, the Soulful Joyful Living Intuition Lounge. And we're going to be hosting it on the 19th of October coming up this month. And it's free access to the highest tiers of our patrons in our Patreon community. However, you're also welcome to come in as the link will be provided once your payment is done. So we are going to meet every third Sunday of each month at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And we're really limiting the space because we want it to be intimate and interactive and really be supportive. Because the idea is to support you in the growth of you reading your cards and 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 having the two of us shed light on the cards that you pull. So we provide the spread, and you bring your favorite deck to the call, and we go from there. I really love this image. I really feel like
I
I'm
love
on
this
this
image too.
portal
It's a portal. It's a
yeah,
portal.
portal
It's a
of
path.
insights.
It's a gateway. Yeah.
Third eye color, it just takes you into
Yeah.
I look at it like in French we have the word corridor, and
Oh yeah.
it really
Corridor.
feels, yeah, it really feels like that's what it is. It's like a
So the
pathway.
question is, are you going in or are you coming out?
Well,
Yeah. If you
it's
start with the blue, you're in the third eye and then you're expanding out to your crown. Or if you're coming from your crown, you're pulling in to do some inner work. So it's very flexible. I love that.
well, it's I think it's always intertwined. It's both.
Yeah. It's
Because
both. It's
as you
not either
step in and you
or.
expand, and as you expand you go deeper. So it's a
So it's
continuous exchange. Yeah.
right. It's not either or, it's both and.
And it's the loop we want to live
Yeah.
from.
That's exactly right. It's the loop we want to be in.
So please join us. We would love to have you. And what else? So this month, so we're going to be exploring our lineage in possible imprints. I think it's a 50-page guide. It came out to about 50
Oh,
pages.
did it? Wow. Wow.
Yes, yes. So lots of activities to do. Also added a short meditation of meeting an ancestors guide, your ancestors as a guide. So you'll be able to connect with one of your ancestors.
Oh, nice.
It's not um, it's not advised if you're afraid of tight space, claustrophobia, for example, because the meditation takes you into a kind of like a tunnel. So so that might not work for everybody. So I just want to put that out there. But it's a powerful session. And what else we got? So if you want to reach us for private readings, for sessions, healing sessions, for space clearing, we both do those. So you are welcome to contact us. This is our information, and we would love to connect. So thank you, Rosie, for this wonderful gathering with exchange with the cards.
Thank you. It's always fun. It's always a treat. And see
And
you next time.
yes, see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.